think we did say on the live with Barnabas Junction that due to the folks being down, things might not go to plan, but they've gone now and Mum's gone off to bed, bless her. But I'm just desperate to get started with this build. So we mentioned to you guys that we'd bought a kit at Rudland Models. Well, I'd say it was Rob that bought the kit. He saw it from me and got it. So the kit we're now going to be working on, hopefully it will go more successful than the last one, is the Metcalfe Parish Church. So we shall see how this one is to build. I know. Oh, Finneton, a very good evening to you. As I said, I wasn't sure who would catch on tonight. And John, very welcome to you too. I appreciate it is later than any of the lives I've done. I just wanted to get started with the kit, you see. So I thought by doing the live, at least you guys can catch it back. And Simon, very good evening to you too. It's lovely to see people catching in. And this time, again, it's a completely different setup to all the different kits. Andy, very good evening to you. And Marin, hey sis, hope you're okay. More people than I expected at this time of night, to be honest. As I said, I'm just very desperate to get started with this. So this kit actually has the instructions in 2 sheets. Again, I think it's a slightly older style. We did actually message Metcalfe and they did confirm that the tunnels were an older kit and the fire station was a newer one. So I suppose there was our query on why the instructions were different. So we actually know for sure that the tunnels were an older version of their kits, so that's why the instructions were slightly different. And looking at this layout again, it is an older style. And just see, we've got more people catching in. Valley, or who have we got? Oh, I'm going to try and learn another name tonight. Phil, Delft Junction, very good evening guys. I hope you're all keeping well. And Mike, very good evening. So hopefully I will keep your evening entertained, guys. If it's as funny as the last one, we shall see how it goes, yeah? But as I said, a bit of mystery on this. It's a little, we like all our churches and things, so. Oh, brilliant. Yeah, thank you, Mike. We still can't believe how it's climbing. And on Jason's, it had actually gone up to 2k, so, and it's still climbing. So it's just amazing for us. We have actually tonight, anybody that caught the live, we have actually uploaded a video with John's Engage layout, if you haven't seen it. And we will be releasing a video, I think Rob said either tomorrow or the day after. We've got it all set up and ready to schedule to go on. I'm just going to catch a few comments. I think I saw someone say about the afternoon. Ah, John, it's afternoon for you here in Wales. I know someone else asked where we are, so yeah, we're in North Wales and it's 9 o'clock at night, so it is nice that we are catching some of our American viewers doing it a little bit later as well. So you never know, it might be something that we look at doing a slightly later live once in a while, just so our friends around, friends among, can't put my teeth in, friends across the pond can catch us and say hello as well. And Model 1 Agenda, hello. I'm not sure I've seen you on our lives before, so a very big welcome. Simon, you're from Denmark. Ah. Anna, good morning. From New Zealand. Ah, New Zealand is beautiful. I had family, they've all kind of moved around, but I did get to go to Wellington when I was younger, and it's a very beautiful place. So, good evening, good afternoon, and good morning for everyone. It is lovely to see us catching some new faces as well as old as well. which is always nice. So for anybody that's just joined in, we are doing the Metcalfe Parish Church. And again, slightly different layout from any of the kits. We actually have 2 sets of instructions. Guessing this is quite a big kit, so... Oh, and we've got one from Turkey as well. Hello, Darren. And Delph, I'm really sorry I've forgotten your name, lovely. There's so many to learn at the moment. Yes, I love the Metcalfe kits. I was really hoping to get this started, so this is why we kind of decided, yeah, we'll do a bit of a late one tonight. And it's actually worked out quite well, so... Lord Alan has entered the chat. Good evening from us peasants. I hope you're well. Oh, I'm from Germany. So yes, it's lovely to see people all across the world now. And we're global, yes. I'm certainly finding that out tonight. So as I said, the amount of people we've had joining from around the world, it's something that we might look at doing, not always, but we might look at doing a few lives later in the evening, just so anybody can actually get to join in the chat as well as watching them back. So as I said, I've done the same as last time. I've not actually looked at the kit yet. I suppose I was just excited to get on, so I'm just going to have a little look through myself. I've got the rocket card glue again. So again, this suggests that you take everything apart. Unfortunately, it's not something that's possible. The desk is used for various things, my portrait channel and Rob's Lego and things, so it's not practical for us really, so, and it works for me. Yeah, Rob, make sure I read the numbers. And Donegal Dad Rail, it's lovely to see you too. It's definitely some new names tonight, so it's very nice to see some people from around the world being able to catch in as well. And Zod, hi, Little John from Chichester, hello. Rob is on the chat, guys. He's not down here with me at the moment, he's upstairs, but Rob is also on the chat. Robin Valley, if people weren't sure, that is my Rob. So I'm sure while I'm busy trying to read the numbers in order this time, he will make sure that everybody is, you know, making sure I don't miss anything really. And Alan, the rocket glue, I used it on the last one and I was thoroughly impressed. It's definitely something I am going to be using in future. I've still got the PVA, depends what for, and as I said, I've still got to get used to the consistency. I'm just shaking this up. Actually, someone suggested last time with the rocket glue, give it a shake. But I did enjoy Mike, great minds think alike. I think there is a delay from when I do it to comments, but as you did the comment, I started shaking my bottle. So yeah, great minds think alike. Anybody else, if you get the card glue, please give it a shake before. Finneton, Rob, why are you not a moderator? I don't actually think we've set them up, to be honest. The annoying thing is I'm watching it on my portrait channel, so I can't sort that out. Rob, maybe you can add yourself as a moderator. Not that, to be honest, we've found it yet, saying that we get someone tonight, but... And Arthur, a very hello to you too. Oh yeah, Lord Alan, you can get ones for the windows. Oh, okay. Is it the rocket glue brand as well, or is it a different one? Because I was going to stick, especially with the windows, I was going to stick to the PVA for that, just in case. It is definitely something I will look into then. But yes, so of course with the instructions it gives, if you're new to the kits itself, it does give you some tips. The newer ones also mention about watercolour paints, but I have also been given the tips of colour pencils for filling in the white ridges that you get. I've not actually done that off a fire station yet. That is a job. Oh, looks like Lord Alan, you and your knowledge is helping other people with the glue, so... But if you do think of it, please drop us a message and we can be sure to share it out to everyone as well. So this kit, not only has it got... It's actually got the laser cutting and that as well, which is just... There's a lot more into this one. This has got your grey card strengtheners. Again, I think this might be an even newer version from the last one. Yeah, if you don't mind, Alan, that would be nice just to get the name of it. And I see quite a few other people would be interested in it as well. So if you're happy to look it up, that would be greatly appreciated. Can I do it on my phone? No, Finneton. That's the only thing. If I can't do it, because I've noticed even live comments, I have slightly different options on the phone than you would on the computer. So I don't know if I can sort that on the phone. It's very limited options on the phone. But I know Rob could possibly pop on one of the devices upstairs possibly and sort it out. Rob, I'm not sure if you can watch the live. I know Jason said you can watch the live while you're going live. So you might be able to go on there and sort it out. I'm not sure. So, yes. Alright. So we've got a towel. Yeah, actually, looking at this, it seems like we've got another generation of kit, actually. The last kit was basically plain completely this kit. Same writing, same kind of style, but it's now actually showing you the bricked work. This is what did confuse me slightly on the last one. I glued to the wrong bit, luckily managed to save it, but it didn't have the printed brickwork. So I think yet again this is a kind of kit in between both of the two I've done now. So every time it's different. UK stock in HO. I think it's still quite new out here. I think it is still quite a new thing. I think our model shop we went and visited, they do it. They said they do all. But they might be helpful in getting access for you anyway. They do have an online presence as well. If you haven't seen it, we have a previous video where we did go and visit the shop. So yeah, there's still quite a few different bits in here, guys, for strengtheners, laser cutting. Oh, another sheet. There's lots of sheets to this one. Plenty of them. Obviously your ridge tiles, you can never have too many of them, can you? We've got our glass windows here. Yeah, this is definitely going to be a kit I need to concentrate on, I think. So just bear with me, guys, while I get to the first bit, which is the tower walls. As I said, this has got quite a few bits. It was quite a thick book, this one, so there is quite a lot to it. How do I get that off my screen? And Andy, I've just seen rocket glue and glaze. So for anybody, we've had issues with the comments showing anybody looking for like the rocket glue to do windows, dries clear, thanks to Alan, it's rocket glue and glaze. So hopefully if anybody sees this. And Flymo, I've just noticed you're in the chat. Very good evening to you. Yeah, I definitely think HO is still quite new here at the moment. We went to a fair, local one in Llangefni, and we were actually talking with someone, and I didn't even realise there was a different scale HO there. There used to be HO, but correct me if I'm wrong, Rob, I'm sure he said it's a different scale. So that just adds to it. So why they've changed it, I don't know. I think, unfortunately, this day and age, it can be to do with money, isn't it? This is quite a thick card as well compared to some of the kits. Really thick. I thought I was going over a second one then, but it's just a very thick card, this one. Oh, that's the point. I do actually have a few pegs flying up. Well, not pegs, but clips. Someone did suggest pegs as well for the longer bits. I've just not got around to doing it yet. And Finneton, I think Rob's actually added you as a mod. I can see a spanner by your name, so I'm assuming it's work. I will leave that in Rob's capable hands. As I said, it's very weird. Oh no, I can actually, thank you for that tip as well. I can add moderators from here. So Rob, I've just added you as well. So you're now a tool yourself. So you are also a mod on there. I should probably add my portrait one as well, just in case, but usually Rob is watching, so, and to be honest, he can usually hear me. Not that I've got a loud gob or anything. He's always heard if I'm, as I said, we haven't had it on here yet, but I have on my portrait page a few people. I think it's a slightly different kind of audience. So we are quite lucky in that. I think, again, it's part of it is. There we go. Don't hit the desk. Rob, I've got the cutting board. It's on the lip there, so. Yes, Lord Alan, we can't believe it. That one video itself is just climbing and climbing. It's still climbing. I think you get an average of views. I think in an hour, it's averaging over 200 views still. We can't believe it, to be honest. It's just for some reason that one video is just going absolutely mad. It's unreal to us as well. We're just like, what? Oh dear, next YouTube short I'm in. I will gladly say there is no marks, guys.
I'm sorry, evening guys. Thanks everybody.
He's come to check the table.
Mike's right, you went past the cutting.
Oh yeah?
Yes, you did.
Because do you see there's the lip there?
Yeah, I don't care. That's an expensive desk.
I wouldn't do it deliberately. Although actually Finneton said himself next YouTube short is Grace in trouble. We might have to do that.
Well, if I'm going under the patio, I'm not even going to bother digging you a hole.
Yeah, it might be me under the patio now. A digger, very good evening. You've just joined another little domestic, but everyone seems to enjoy those, so...
Now, in fairness, guys, it was one thing I did treat myself on, is the desk, and it's quite a decent solid one. So if she hurts it, she's going to get hurt.
There's you being abusive to me. Someone said don't forget to keep your windows. Yep, Delph, I've got a whole little collection here of all of them.
Gorgeous.
They are, it's just the whole kit itself is stunning, but I think it's between them.
While you guys are on, just your thoughts on this as well. These windows.
Your finger's not showing.
We were having a chat about them, and we were thinking, obviously not 100%, but trying to make them like stained glass out of plastic or sweetie wrappers or something. Finneton, stop giving her ideas.
To be fair, Vincent, he doesn't usually give me a cuppa. He's always good. Rob, why don't I just paint it with a, you know, like I said to you before about a pen?
Oh, I didn't realise you had that piece as well.
Yeah. See, guys, he's not even watching the video properly. He's getting himself in trouble all by himself. Yeah, I don't know what you guys think here, but working with kids and that, you can do stained glass windows just like, not Sharpie pens, but like the felt tip pens. If anyone has a better idea, please let us know.
The reason being is obviously we are going to light this church up from the inside.
Oh, yes, you can get a kit for them to talk to Jason. I guess you're sending Jason a message.
I'm dropping Jason a message then.
You are dropping Jason a message.
Where's Jerry?
Jerry's not in, actually.
We need Jerry.
Always need Jerry.
Guardian angel.
And Simon Jensen, I've just seen yours. The kit's in cardboard. Yes, the kit is in cardboard. But to be honest, it surprised me just how well these Metcalf kits are. You've got the panels themselves. This is actually very thick cardboard itself, but they also have strengtheners that you build up the strength and the oh, I hear the kettle. Finneton, I think he might be taking your hint. But you also have these strengtheners that go in with it. And to be honest, I was surprised when the kits are together how heavy they feel and how well built. My little brother was actually in the train shed with us today and was helping me move the kits, and he actually commented on just how heavy the buildings were. He himself was not expecting that, so they are really good kits. If you're thinking of looking into them, please don't be put off that they're cardboard, because as I said, they are absolutely brilliant with their structure. And Delph, oh, yours is brilliant. Yours is lit up as well. Rob's actually found some LED lights, not LEDs. Rob's actually found some very special lights for outside of the church as well. I not got them there in the shed locked away, but he's managed to find some gorgeous lights. Haven't you, Rob? Oh, he's sorting out, ma'am.
Sorry,
We're just talking about lighting it up, and I've just said about the ones, again, he bought me, I'm very lucky, the lights you bought for outside as well. Yeah, they're gorgeous little spotlights and very thin wires, so I'm leaving that to him. And Andy's putting an order, Rob. 2 sugars in his. He might not hear me. Mum's out there as well, so I think he's busy sorting her out, bless her. Sorry guys, I'm just catching up with comments again. Yeah, Simon, that was our plan, is light your stained glass windows and just the beautiful colourings that you get. So obviously we're not at that part, and depending how we get on tonight, we're 25 minutes in and we're quite chatty, so depending how you guys are feeling for the night and how tired I get is how far we're going to get along tonight. So, but Lord Alan, Rob will definitely be dropping Jason a message for sure. We might find out tomorrow, so that could delay things, but it's hard. I don't know how people do it, read the comments, and so I am sorry if I ever miss any. Yeah, Flymo, I've noticed as well, these scenes themselves can be a little bit finicky, but I've always got scalpel and my blade, but I am quite lucky. I just follow my finger along as I'm doing, and that tends to get a straight line. Unless I'm a bit shaking, I will definitely use a ruler. Finnerton, I'm the same, no sugar. I'm guessing you guys are all putting your orders in. Andy, what's the ooh at? I'm sorry, it's about 10-second delay, so I might have missed what that's in response to. And yeah, Delph, we're actually eyeing up the castle as well, so you never know, that might be one to be built as well. Simon, some of the kits actually have laser cuts bit in as well, but I can't say I've made up a kit themselves unless people that have been building the kits. I think some of their smaller ones, like the tables and the kids play area, that is purely laser cutting. We've only had them given to us, so I've not built any of the smaller items yet. So Finnerton, is that like us? We thought about a watch face for a tower in the town centre. I don't know if a kid's one would work. I've not measured it up. I have a very old kid's Stife watch. And John, you take care too, and very lovely to see you. If you do catch it up after, feel free to drop a comment. We always look back at them, so. I've lost a few comments there about it being digital and upgrade, so. Well, Flymo, I suppose I've had a few bits of practice. And Delph, MDF have some brilliant kits as well. Oh, I suppose we're very much in the mech half at the moment. We've not really looked at any others, to be honest. So it is something I will try and look back and remember this. So should we actually get started now? Because I know you guys came here to see the kit built. I have a very big habit of that, don't I? As well as my changing angles. Start by folding over 3 main corners of a tower to loosen them up. Right, so we've just got to loosen this up as it says. And then it's also saying fold the 4 rows of turrets along the top of the walls and glue them back, making the turrets double-sided. So let's just get the windows out while we're here. Again, like others have told us, just keeping your extras in a box. I dread to think the amount of kits that I've got and seem to enjoy doing. I think I'm going to have quite a few of these. So, but for anybody new to the kits, definitely is something we've been told as well. Just keep these offcuts. You just never know when you're going to need them. Don't throw anything away now. Even the bits of grass off my farm, I kept the loose bits of grass.
Do you want to explain where I'm making the night drinks?
Because I'm doing the live, dear.
Where are you putting it?
I don't actually know where a holder's gone.
Because it's not going on the desk.
Well, no, where's... Ah, there we go. There's a holder. Guys, Rob has made me a cup of tea. Now, the reason he said why he's making the night ones is, I'll be honest, I am not a morning person by any stretch of the imagination. 6 a.m. shifts were not my friend, so it kind of became a very big trend that the alarm would go off at 4:30, 5 o'clock, and I wouldn't be with it until about 5:30. And Rob makes the morning drinks and I make the evening drinks. It's just kind of become our thing. Not that we stick to it, you know, it's obviously some mornings I will make it and he will do the evenings, but I suppose we all have these little things we do, don't we? Kit bashing. Remind me what that is again, Mike. I know we've said it before, but I think, isn't it? Oh, I don't actually want to say it wrong. I have heard the term kit bashing, but I cannot remember. Tablet time. Oof. I'm due mine at 10, but that never usually happens. Well, that's the thing, Finneton, as well. When we went to the Mona models, I think they've got it as well. They have a box just of bits of kits that people haven't used. So it's a brilliant idea and handy for people starting out. So these just bend over and make them double-sided again, just showing how well they've thought into just the stability of these kits, really. I suppose it's just less fiddly with it already being attached. So, yes, sorry, that's it. Custom making kits from other kits. You never know what. I'm still struggling with these kits. Not sure I can make a kit of my own yet. Although I have a plan for a bit of scenics I'm adamant I'm going to make. I really am adamant that that is one certain thing that I want to make, but I'm not quite there yet. Alice Neal, is there any videos on YouTube? I have a pint. I think we've got more spirits, I think, in me. It has dried out completely. Let's see if this works like it did last time. Yep. And I've just used my pin from Metcalf bottles. That's actually just gone straight through, so my worry was back in the days of super glue and nails, and I used to just chop it down. Until you had no proper application, so I am still getting used to how much glue I need to use. It's a lot less than PVA, but I am still getting there. One thing we were amazed is I did have a bit of overspill on the last one, but I couldn't believe how it just dried clear after, because it seems to go a bit bluey when you actually glue it. So Mod can put someone in a naughty step. I'm always in a naughty step. Delph, you know what, I really do enjoy the fire station. Obviously was quite a passionate one, same as this one. I gotta say I do enjoy doing them. It's why, as I said tonight, it's later than usual, but I did want to start doing this kit. I've been itching to do it, but obviously with everything the last few weeks I hadn't had a chance. But I have been itching to get and do it, and again we are trying to do videos on kits we don't really see online, because that's the one thing, isn't it? When you want to buy something new, it's nice to see it online, isn't it? So we thought by making these kits, and also especially on the tunnel entrance, if someone watches through it and builds it like me, then maybe it might help them make mistakes, or not make the mistakes I did. So no, I know I've done a lot, Rob, but I do like these kits. We've been busy doing bits in the shed today. And the video, I said earlier, Rob, when is the video set to come on? No, you're the one that's edited it, so you'll know when it's set to come on. Finneton, Rob will be the one to answer that. Oh, Rob, that was awful. Well, this is what I like, Flymo, at least, you know, if people don't get to catch it during the live, it's there and ready uploaded so anybody can view it after. I know it's not quite the same in terms of the talking with everyone, but for anybody that does enjoy watching these as well as the talking aspect, it is something at least that people can view back. So this is, I wasn't expecting half as many people that have joined tonight, so it's truly appreciated. The likes with it as well. It seems to really be getting out there, these lives, and working well. And tonight we've reached people across the pond, which is brilliant. So it's, as I said, it might be something going forward that we do some lives a bit later to reach those not in England as well. So I don't know, if you like me, sleep's not always my friend. So right, just caught myself home on something. So we have the first bit glued down, and guess what, guys, I didn't do it wrong. Del, do you make any of the kits, Rob? Rob, do you want to answer that one, dear? I actually have the measurements for the kit here. The church, including the porch, is 268 by 151 millimeters. Well, you can't see that. And the lich gate is 52 by 38. That's excluding the side walls, though. Someone is probably better at the conversions than me. I think Rob's looking at that now. But if anybody can do it just off the bat, those are the measurements. I can include that on the... Oh, Rob's actually already updated the title of it. I don't know, Rob, would you mind adding in the descriptions maybe these measurements, please? Just so anybody can look back and see the measurements for themselves. Because I think that was a problem with one of the kits we're looking at. It didn't have the measurements on it. So, safety in numbers. Yeah, Flymo, it's not nice, is it, when sleep doesn't want to take you. So, built our windows. This is the only issue, Rob. What do you want to do? Because it's actually asking me about the windows now. And I don't know if Jason will see your message tonight. It's possibly something I can go to a different aspect of the church, but I imagine windows might come soon up. We could possibly skip the tower for now. And go to another bit that doesn't need the windows yet. We've actually been speaking on it tonight, and we're not sure what we're going to do with the windows, guys. Whether we're going to keep it like it is clear or try and get that stained glass window effect. Or I suppose, Rob, we could also, if push comes to shove, Rob, we could actually just pen on the outside, because it'll be a thin layer. It should show through anyway. So we can deal with it. So Rob wants me to carry on. Oh, okay, so Jason definitely won't see the message. So I know at least doing lives on Thursdays, which I can't even believe it is Thursday. At least I know I won't go live at the same time as him. So that's always a good thing. Right, so we're going to go for our bell tower window, seeing as Rob's happy for me to continue. So the four don't have any glazing in it. Oh God, T3. Oh jeez. That's the one thing that you don't take it apart, is you back and forth from these cards. There we go, T3s. Flymo staining, yeah. I've worked with kids. I'm qualified to work with kids and everything, and you can do things like stained glass windows. I'm sure, I'd have to make sure, but I'm sure it's just felt tip pens and things. It's been a few years since I've done activities, so, but yeah, you just have like the sheets that these windows come on, and then you just use like felt tip pens for your stained glass effect. So I suppose worst comes to worst, we can always add that in after. So we've got our, we're using our T3s and our T1s on this next bit. Use coloured marker pens. Yeah, that was my thoughts exactly. Finishing just for marker pens to do it. So there is ways and means, isn't there? But it is great when we can just share this with everyone. See, this is partly why Rob likes me getting on board with scenic things, is just my arty stuff and that, and bringing that into the mix. I'm hoping he's going to do some of the scenery with me. He wants to use the static grass applicator. That's definitely going to be a fight for who uses it first. But no, I think Flymo, it's different kits. I did notice on the fire station, which is a newer kit, that one itself on the instructions, I should have them here actually. Where are they? I've got like a drawer here that I have for all my stuff, so it's, no, that's for tunnel. So yeah, guys, this is the three, seeing as we're talking about it, the three different types of instructions. This is the church one. So this is the tunnel that we did, and we looked at this compared to the fire station one and thought, Jesus, this is completely different compared. Now, we actually emailed Matt Carf and they said the fire station is in fact newer, but looking at the church one, I think it's an in-between instructions, because it's got bits of both. It's the same writing as the older kit, but the difference is certain parts like this has none of the brickwork on there. The church does, but it's in the same style, and the newer kit itself is completely different writing. It's a smaller booklet, but that has printed on as well. This one actually talks about pre-build preparation, so that might be what you're thinking. This is the one that does mention about watercolour paints. So again, whether it's something they've added on as their kits have developed as well. So, as I said, I think it's just development as they built them, which it's always nice to see as well. But yeah, they do say for anybody doing kits and getting the older one, I can maybe attach a picture of this on my Facebook so anybody can see it, is it does mention painting the corners and edges with a watercolour paint. Now, another suggestion to me was pencil, colour pencil. So that's another way you can do it as well. But again, we can add this on a post, one of our posts, if people want to see it there for future reference. I can't say I've done that bit yet, but I don't know what I'm doing weathering-wise yet either. So I'm just going to catch up on the comments. Just saying Robbie's keeping you guys busy replying to comments, so I couldn't even work these out. I always leave it to Rob. I'm rubbish when it comes down to working out There we go. I think where I was before. Just everyone's very active today, so it's hard for me to keep up. And Mike, of course, a scenic question whenever you want. Maybe if you do it in capitals, I've got an easier way of, pardon me, I might have an easier way of keeping an eye on it. But feel free, if you want to ask it now before I go on to the next bit again, feel free. I've got to read through it anyway. But I'm always happy. I can't say it's going to be the best suggestion because we're new to it ourselves. But if I can help in any way, then definitely ask the question and I will offer what advice I can. And Delphia, I do love these kits. I really do. And humidity, I don't think humidity is a problem for us at the moment. It will just be more in the summer, I think. It's definitely something that I'm thinking about. And as for water, I'm more going on the tip of the colour pencil. I do actually have watercolour pencils as well. So maybe I can kind of combine the both rather than using watercolour paints. I've got all three different options. So maybe I use some of the scrap card to have a practice with all three different ways. So watercolour pencils, watercolours and colour pencils themselves. Maybe just a comparison for anybody that wants to see. And then Mike, I've just seen your question. As long as that's the one, if I'm sorry. Sue and I are getting close to putting the first scenic level in the first part. Has a reinforced bridge side. Is there a kit to simulate reinforced concrete? Oh. That's an idea actually. Is it simulate reinforced concrete? I suppose you could have a play with different materials to do this. Either maybe some polystyrene and colour it grey. I can't say we've really looked into it yet unless Rob's seen it on a video. We're not quite at that stage yet, but if anybody else in the comments would like to help Mike out with that, if you've come across that, I'm sure he would be happy for your input. And yeah, Flymo, it really does seem that they've listened to people, you know, possibly built the kits themselves and made the changes, because now I've done 3 different kits. All the instructions are different. And it seems like they really have put thought into these. So I'm thoroughly impressed with them. I just saw. Huh, Mike, that's a really cool idea. As you are building a church tower, you might want to consider adding a small micro speaker so you can add recorded bells so you can play random sounds at some time. That's a really good idea. And I suppose when you do the towns and that, you could do your sounds as well. Now, I think now we're building the kit up, this will be one of the kits that we will probably drill into and cut under, because you can't see the underside anyway. Unfortunately, this will be a kit that we add it in later. But that going forward is a brilliant idea. Little micro speakers. That is a really good idea. I wouldn't have even thought about that. Yeah, Flymo and Finiton. It's, as I said, I've got all 3, so I think I might have a play with them all, seeing as I've got them here anyway. Have a play and see which I prefer, because again, with different art mediums, certain things people like, so everyone's different on what they prefer. So, and Finiton's just got back scale model, scenery, cell concrete pads. So that's one to answer. Mike, I don't know if you've seen that. Mike Finiton has put a comment as well. So, oh, Rob, you just put the textures. Have you found a texture one on there? I'm loving how tonight it's just turned into a chat. It's brilliant. I'm sorry I've not built that much, but it is lovely just to have these chats with everyone. So the upper windows in the tower don't have any glazing in it. Instead, it's printed card. Right. So again, being like the next up. This is labelled a lot better to me than the earliest kit that I've done. Again, that kit didn't have any kind of these markings on, where this one again has. So I do think, again, they've listened to comments. This was something I struggled with, going from the newest one that I've done, the fire station, then going to a kit that was completely blank. This one does have the bits you need on, so this is what I mean. It's Metcalf to me is just seeming really brilliant. And then listen to people's comments, whether people in when they first came out and said, look, I'm struggling with it. I just really am in love with these kits. So we're going to sort out the upper tower windows and get these sorted. So this has 4 of them. You have different parts, T1s I need as well. So you've got the T3s at the back. You've then got a T2 on top, and I've got another one I need to cut out. And the T1s, the tower window frames. So this is kind of a mix together. And again, these mixed together just increase for stability, don't they? So again, I find these can be a bit temperamental with coming off. Even though this is a brand new blade, sometimes you do have to really cut into these indented lines. Rob, I'm just going to do a bit of this, so obviously I know you're keeping up with the comments. If there is anything asking me, maybe just pop down and let me know, please. Because you are amazing. Guys, do you think I'm creeping? I have seen Rob's just posted the lights. They are amazing. Maybe, Rob, we can do a short video on them tomorrow. But they're amazing. They even move, so the only thing is the wires are quite fine, so I'm sure Rob's going to have that fun with that one anyway. Yeah, Delph, especially, the fire station wasn't too bad. But then when I was doing the tunnels, oh, if it wasn't for Jerry's help, to be honest, I think I was tired when I did it. I really do. But it was one of those, everyone was being supportive and we managed to get it built. But yeah, it definitely takes a minute to read through and sort it. And that's what I like about you guys as well, is you have the patience with me for just making sure I know what I'm doing. So it is always appreciated.
I thought of something. I can't touch that church.
Why?
I can go near a church and it burst into flames.
I don't know if you guys could hear Rob there. He's just said he's not touching the church because he's going to burst into flames. These blades, it says the Swan Motion. I found it is actually quite good, but like when I was doing the wallpapering, they were brilliant. But like you say, they can dull down quite a bit. Finniston, they have an ambulance full of blades. No, this is actually, again, John's garage side, because they do sign writing as well. That is my supplier of those, to be honest. My 3 gentle cuts better than 1. Well, I will take your knowledge of these kits, and I will definitely...
Not a bad
I will bear that in mind. I go at it, don't I? So, bull in China shop, is that the word for it? I'm bull in my China shop.
Alexa, stop.
We've got so many Alexa notifications at the moment, haven't we? So again, I'm noticing this card glue is really don't need much, but as I said, I am still getting there as to how much I need. Lord Alan, you seem to be the expert with this glue, so if you see me adding too much or not enough at any point, please just let me know. You have a lot more experience with me, and someone in my last live was made a brilliant assumption, just to line things up, just tap it on the floor.
Yeah, Dolph Junction, thanks for the comments on the baseboards. I think, to be honest, that was more luck than anything. My dad was the woodworker, and I think it skipped a generation. But yeah, more luck than anything, I think. But thank you.
He's putting himself down with that, guys. Like you, he did a brilliant job. And I think if his dad had been here, it would have been constant arguments for them both of which way it needs to be done, wouldn't it, do?
I wouldn't have been in the shed.
I think one of them coming out, slamming the door, and then the other one.
It would have been called DG Trains.
Yeah, but you said as well, Rob's dad used to do models and make things out of like pegs and things. I think I also would have had competition when it came to doing these kits, so works well on fingers as well. Oh, okay. That's handy to know.
What's that?
I just asked Alan with the kit and that, because as I said, my one thing is I really don't know how much of this glue I need, where PVA you just coat it. But obviously I really don't know how much and where it sticks and where you need to.
So Lord Alan's basically saying he's stuck his fingers together. Or is he not going to say that out loud?
Alan. Yeah, we keep respect for our... we're just for peasants, remember, guys, aren't we?
I was just going to say, well, he's got peasants around him to clean his fingers for him, hasn't he, sir? SJ Dusty, very welcome. I'm sure I've seen you on the lives before. Apologies if I haven't. Yes, I love these Metcalf kits. This is my third build. It seems every kit that I am starting with, all the instructions at different levels of their development of them. I am finding that. Engage.
Huh?
SJ's Engage.
Oh, is that... Ah, SJ, have you seen our latest video then? With you being Engage, after we were talking on Barnabas's live, John was happy for us to share his...
Engage videos, is it?
Yeah, share his Engage videos. I'm glad you finished that for me. So we've actually posted his layout. I know quite a few of you have watched it already, but especially you Engagers. I'm sure it's something that will interest you. Engagers. Well, what else could I say?
Gracie's.
It is Gracie's. I think everyone's starting to realise that I have my own language as well as my own gauge. It's Grace Gauge. I like that. I did like that development.
I was getting some cracking comments on it as well.
Oh, yeah?
On the Engage job.
Oh, brilliant. As you can see, guys, we were quite lucky with John, but it was funny. When he first started, we were watching the videos, and I don't get why people get into this. And there was us for once just watching the videos, and he really didn't get it, but I think you can see by his layout, he's put a lot of love and passion, and he's doing an extension, so he must be enjoying it. I think that's how the habit starts out for some of us, doesn't it? Sorry, guys, I have no idea what happened there. I've just realised on my phone it stopped playing. I have no idea. My phone just decided to throw a wobbler and turn off. So I am sorry for the disappearance there.
Oh, Dusty's making Engage sheds and market stalls.
Oh, yeah. And Simon, thank you very much for tuning in. It was lovely to see you, and hopefully we'll see you again soon.
Cheers, Si.
Guys, no, Finnison, I don't think it's my internet. It's my actual phone. It's shutting off the screen, which very unusually. So I'm just going to see if it does it one more time. And if it does, just bear with me while I go to my phone settings, and I'll just put my phone screen to always on. That's probably the best option. but it's never done that to me before, so I'm not sure why. My screen's going black again. Just bear with me, guys. I'm just going to nip off the screen, I think.
Is it not going to kill the feed?
Well, if it kills the feed, I can put it back on. But I'm just going to try and change my settings, because otherwise it's going to keep going off, isn't it? I've never had that before. Unless... I think it was staying on because I had my phone charging. The phone charger's died. Rob's just going to go and get a charger, guys. We think it could be that my phone is usually plugged in. By the time I get to doing lives, my phone's not in a very good health. So every time I've done it, it has actually been charged on. Well, the charger's on. It's the only thing I can think of, because I've just looked and the charger's died. So just bear. I'm just going to stop making for a second. Rob's gone to get another charger, and hopefully that is it. Yeah, battery's not included. That is a good old classic film though, isn't it? I'm sure Simon was going, so...
Just died, you mean?
No, that's my one. Look at it.
I can't see my one.
I don't know where that one is. No, it's come straight up, yeah. So guys, if you're ever going live, make sure your phone's on charge, or you've changed your screen to always on. Oh, Delph, don't. We've already got planned, you know, I'll have to do something like an engage and... No, it's... What is this doing?
Why is it still going on?
I don't know. Yeah, Flymo, I usually, to be honest, when I do my drawing lives, I use my old phone for it. So I'm with you on that. Yeah, garden layout we'd love to do. We've already said about cutting a hole in the shed to get everything. So don't worry. If we win the lottery, I think we'd be building it tomorrow. But one thing we were amazed at is obviously it's a very expensive gauge, isn't it? Well worth it, especially kids and things. But at this point in time, it's not something we can quite do. But you never know in the future. Mike, you always get sued to do the clips. Oh dear. So, you never know. I know people like seeing me and Rob in it.
No, hell no, I'm staying behind the camera from now on.
Oh, you're going to go all shy on me.
I'm not going shy.
Right, anybody else think that Rob... Right, guys, I don't know what this is playing at tonight. Just bear with me 2 seconds. If it goes off, I will put another live on. I'm just going to go and change my screen settings. So just bear with me. I have no idea what it's doing this tonight. We didn't lose you guys. Oh, big hammer on the wall. Well, give me a mallet and I'll start crushing them all down.
Yeah, we need lift music. Yeah, that twee crap.
Yeah, you did, as I... No, Donegal Dad Rail, I have no idea what it's done this. I've used both this and my other phone for lives. The only thing I can think is maybe the charge has just set it off a bit different. I don't actually know. I've set my screen now to not turn off because it was literally the screen was going darker and then turning off. So it was obviously going into lock for some reason. I don't know if it's not recognising I'm on a live or something. I'm not sure. Oof, £600. Wow.
It's not bad, you know.
No, compared to some of them it is.
Some
but
of those locals can cost 3,000 or 4,000. Yeah,
it is crazy. But yeah, it's something we would love to explore one of these days. You never know, I think.
We could do what others do. Stick with 00 and put that out in the garden. And I think you have to put, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but I believe silver nickel track if you wanted to take 00 outside.
Yeah, with the dogs.
Yeah, but it's just the track you have outside, isn't it?
Yeah, true. But again, the dogs, when they're having their mad 5 minutes.
You wouldn't touch the track, it's set.
But yeah, it's definitely something I think Mam at the moment might do a fit if we did that before getting the garden sorted for her, bless her. So the garden needs some work before any other jobs. But you never know, I'm sure we can convince her. Sue won't let Mike use the garden.
Mike's a battered husband as well, is he?
Yeah.
Join the club, mate.
Getting a circle of doom, but no square of destruction. Oh dear. But yeah, it's definitely something we'd love to explore. Rob introduced me to one that was apparently on the telly years and years ago.
Oh yeah, does anybody remember the series on Discovery? I think it was. I think it was Mark's Garden Railway. All the episodes are actually available on YouTube, where he builds a G-gauge in his garden. And it's only a small garden as well, to be fair.
Bit twee though, isn't it? All the music and the way he does it. It's just...
Yes, we try and find it.
You can tell it was a few years ago that it was made. But I was quite interested in watching that. Alright, there we go. Just one more window to go.
I'll show this. Copy link. Go back.
Lord Allen especially, if you see that maybe I'm adding a bit too much glue, not enough, please let me know. As I said, I'm still getting used to how much I need, and I know it holds well. I'm still a little bit dubious of whether I add enough, because obviously I don't want anything to come apart later. So
I've just dropped the link in for the full series on YouTube, guys, if you're interested.
Oh, Alan, that's brilliant. Thank you. It's, as I said, I'm just used to PVA, just slapping it on. It's nicer not to use as much. How long would you say, Alan, a bottle lasts you then? I know I might get through it a bit quicker at the beginning, being that I'm doing quite a few kits, but it does seem minimal is best for the amount that you use. Felt lucky with Sue, a wife that likes modelling. Don't have to hire the bars from a local model shop. Yeah, but that's the only problem, Mike. I don't know if you're like us. You go in a shop and where usually if it's only one person into the hobby, you get told off for buying something. But I think if it's like us, it's kind of like, well, if Rob buys something for the right way, well, as long as he buys me something, it's fine.
Yeah, but I do wonder, Mike, if you've got the likes of Jason, Andy, etc., plotting with your missus to put you under a patio.
Yeah, I suppose that's just you that's under the patio. We have genuinely got to do a patio, guys, so please don't worry when we do. Unless Rob disappears off the videos. He's just taking a bit of time. But I now have my alibi. He said on the live tonight that he's not going to be on the camera anymore, didn't you, dear? So if you don't see him on the camera anymore, guys, well, he's already said he doesn't want to. So that is our bell tower windows done.
Blimey, Brookware. Brooke Anglesey instead of Brookside. There's another one that's been watching Brookside.
Yeah. Andy, don't worry, Rob, my wife kicks sand in my face. Yeah, so we're now going to do the lower tower window. It's exactly the same process, just slightly different bits and a little bit bigger.
It's the same process, but different.
But different things. I think everyone here is starting to understand my way of speaking, dear. Even if it's taken you, what, 6.5 years to still figure it out. That or you're not listening to me.
It's the same but different.
Yeah, it's the same but different. It's the same process but different bits. Right, so we've got our first bit of stained glass window. I am doing it now, Rob, so I can't go back on it. I think with this one, as we've just discussed with Alan, I will use the PVA with this one, just because of the dry and clear, but we will be taking a look at that glue at a later date, because of how amazing this rocket glue is. I can't see it being anything short of brilliant itself, so... I'm sorry if this goes out of you guys. I'm just trying to cut it the best, so I can't actually see how it's looking for you at the moment. I am sorry if it appears out of shot, or you just get my big fat head in it.
Did you notice me not disagreeing with you?
No, you didn't disagree. You know, that's your problem, dear. You always disagree at the wrong times and agree at the wrong times. You know, if I say to you, does my butt look big in this? You're not supposed to say, yes, dear, it does. I love how the cricket are chirping at that response from him, guys.
I was just going to say, your butt does look big in it.
Oh, Andy, do you want to help me with this patio a bit sooner than planned? He's just said my butt does look big in it. How many others are going to be cringing at that comment?
How many others are going to be buying
Delph, I love him. Well, I don't know with his comment about saying my butt looks big. Mike, are you reading the comments on yours?
Yeah. No, I know, Mike. It is always a trick question, because whichever way you answer it, I've got a bleep button so I can't swear. Whichever way you answer it, you're stuck. If you say yes, you get a slap. If you say no, you get told you're lying.
Yeah, but what about the people that like slaps? It's not a very good deterrent, is it?
Yeah, well, that's a different YouTube channel, isn't it?
I don't think it's allowed on YouTube.
Right. YouTube.com/OnlyFans.
Oh dear. I'm looking for
Please don't go Googling for that, guys.
Right, so I'm looking for the...
If that comes up with any results, I'm not being held responsible.
LOL OnlyFans. I have an answer, but it's very blue. I'm glad to know that our mind is in the same place as you guys, and it's not causing any offence.
Oh, the gutter's a very warm and comforting place.
I like the gutter. It's my safe place.
My mind isn't in the gutter. I built the gutter.
So I'm just doing my suggestion here of just a couple of cuts, and yeah, I think, yeah, definitely anyone else doing it, don't just go in hard and fast. Just take your time, and a couple of cuts, a couple of lighter cuts have definitely done it a lot easier. So thank you very much for that, Mike. Andy, I always say he's always in the proverbial. It's just the depth that varies. So yeah, he's damned if he does and he's damned if he doesn't. I completely agree on that.
Benetton, you shout away, mate. You won't get edited. Well, you're a moderator now, so you won't get edited by us. That's the thing with being ambulance as well. You've got a dark sense of humour, and then you've got an ambulance sense of humour. Ambulance, police or fire, I should say.
As I said, guys, with this one, I am going back to the PVA, especially with it being such a flat area. I should be fine in terms of drying. I will clamp it together after anyway, just to make sure.
Yeah. Ambulance people, the only ones that can discuss intimate bowel knowledge at the dinner table.
Says you.
That window's looking a bit stained.
Well, that's what you want, isn't it?
That went over your head then, didn't it?
I'm behaving. Unlike you, you never
That was a
behave.
dad joke. It's a stained glass window.
This is why I did it with PVA.
She's not the quickest, is our Grace.
I'm just choosing to ignore it, dear.
She's like YouTube. You have to wait for 10 seconds for it to load.
Oh, I'm really convinced to start this patio sooner rather than later, you know, dear.
Grace has the spinning wheel of death on her forehead.
Would you like to build these kits instead?
Fudge no.
Right, so do you want to say that comment again? Because yours would just never load up. Use a cotton bud on access. Yeah, that's actually quite a good
Would you
Good
like some
idea,
cotton
Mike.
buds, dear?
Yes, please. It's dried and I probably won't need it now, but it's better to have it than not need it. And again, because of it using my glass, I am just going to continue with the PVA on this section.
Typical woman leaving a wet patch. We should have said that.
You shouldn't have. That was a little bit. Everyone will probably be laughing, but yeah,
Yeah.
maybe you shouldn't have said that one on YouTube.
Anyone offended by that, I apologise.
I seem to think, I don't think many people are offended here, to be fair. I think we've got a good bunch.
And if you are offended by it, then feel free to find another YouTube channel.
There we go. So I'm also going to get this clamped with using the PVA.
Oh yeah, that's a very fair comment, Vincent. Sorry, Brian. Yeah, that's a very good comment. You just reminded me about that song.
Brian.
Oh, I lie here in no. Feeling hard done by.
You always feel hard done by.
Really, do you want to expand on that before they twist that too?
No, I'll leave them to twist it. It's fine. We're all holding our breath. Nice one. Don't worry, Flymo. I'm always holding my breath as well. I'm still getting there with the kits, and as I said, it's that new dry weave top sheet changed my life.
Oh, that's bad.
Delph, PVA can unstick. I use little dabs of UHU on my windows. Now, if you're careful, not a problem. UHU, I've just gone blank.
Oohoo.
Yoo-hoo!
No, oohoo.
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 What's that?
I don't know. I know it's a glue.
Delph, do you mind just going further on that one, please? Because
It is, it's an adhesive.
oh, it's an adhesive, not one we've got, unfortunately. I know another suggestion I was given with a rocket glue that if you do other glues, you can do the dab around the edge. I am keeping this clamped. Finison, I'm getting ready with the delete button. Yeah, ban that Robin Valley off the channel. I think he's a bit of a dodgy one, isn't he? Metallic glue?
Modeling glue.
I was going to say, I will definitely take for. I don't know how much glue Rob's going to be happy with me continuing to buy. I'm going to have more glues like I do horses.
No, you've got enough horses.
I've never had enough horses. Alright, so we've got our windows. As I said, that one is going to be clamped for now, just to make sure it sticks. I don't know. The only thing, if any of you guys have done kits like this before, it's cheap as well. Oh, that's handy. I will take a look into it.
I've got that bloody song stuck in my head now.
The only thing I found when I did the fire station, you had the wood cutouts with the glass sheets. It became very brittle. I don't know because if it's with the cardboard, if it's going to do the same. But I did find out with the fire station, the shutters do become very brittle, and that's why I'm not even trying to stick them. I know people suggested blue tack for now, but I think until we know the final decision, I will leave it. The handy thing as well on this kit is you do have the church plan, so as you build it up, you've got an idea. That's from a 70s advert. Hey, yoo-hoo. Right, so we're fitting the windows.
Who am I blaming for this now?
Blame me for what, dear?
I'm trying to find out and then I'll mention it.
Right, so...
Yeah, Brian.
What?
Sticking that song in my bloody head. I have got it stuck in my head now. And I can't play it because obviously you get copyright. That's that thing, isn't it? I could put a link to the song in that chat. But I couldn't play the song to be heard in the live.
I know, it's crazy. I even had that music on the first one that wasn't even known stuff, and you got a copyright, didn't you?
Yeah. Well, it was a very, very gentle warning, wasn't it?
Yeah. So... So we're going to attach our windows now, guys.
So you're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, etc.
I'm still on the third one, give me a chance.
Not 1, 2, 9.
I do like 1, 2, 9, but yeah, I'm gonna... So again, yeah, for those that was questioning just how stable these things are.
These things are.
Yeah. That was good English, wasn't it? You know, even just for window, how thick that kit is.
As thick as you. I said that about, didn't I?
You did. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. This one is going to be the lining up. Again, I am going to use the rocket glue, but I will probably put the card facing. God, that's how quick it dries. I will probably put the card facing onto the window.
Jerry did tell you about replacing the lid immediately.
Yeah, I kind of forgot about that. But this pin works pretty well, re-piercing the hole. Okay, I'm lost in the conversation. People are talking about sniffing glue now, jeez. I don't know if you've heard the new... I see Thomas at Tank Engine. They've changed the song and it's just not the same. Oh, there was a lot of glue there. Let's see if I can... Oh, I'm just making that worse.
That's not a bad idea of Mike.
What?
Suggest placing all 4 windows spacing up, then place the tower on top.
Yeah, this is what I did get from the fire station. So whichever I want it, because of the lining up on this one, I'm actually going to place the board onto it instead, just to make sure that lining up stays.
I want to know, Mike, are these your suggestions or ones your missus has said?
Okay, I did.
Or is she standing behind you telling you to type it?
You getting it? I am using my cotton buds. That's a really good idea, because the glue definitely bubbled out more than I expected there. That's what I mean. I am still getting used to that consistency of the glue. It's definitely a bit more watery than the other. But we were very surprised that even with overruns on the last time, the glue actually dries really well. I was really worried about it going into the patterns, but as you can see, guys, it's nicely lined up.
Jeez, Mike, what does your missus do, if you don't mind me asking, if she's up at 10 to 4 for work?
Oh. Oh dear, Flymo. There'll be air ambulance and playing fields opposite his house. They were to meet a bus, someone in trouble. Oh dear.
Yeah, and they've still got that issue here. They're still trying to close the power space and trying to relocate both their ambulances up to Flint.
Yeah.
Tesco's. Yeah, there's unsung heroes. I did 8 years in retail and everybody seems to think it's such an easy job.
Especially through COVID.
I would never go back to retail.
No. But we were working away during a lot of COVID, and one thing we always made sure we did when we went into shops was, you know, speak to people that are working there, because they were the ones getting abuse as much as...
Yeah, they were keeping us out. They were keeping us out on the front line, fed and watered, and they were getting so much crap for it.
Yeah, but can you remember that night at Whiston and the young kids really terrorising the staff and them having to lock the doors? It's just not fair. People think, oh, you work at Tesco's or whatever and you're not important, and that's how wrong people are. They really are.
No, well, if you work in retail, you're supposed to be thick as two short planks, aren't you? Really?
We just wing it on our job, don't we?
Hey, Mike, I spent 8 years in retail, mate. And 2 of those I spent on report, because when you get nasty customers, you're supposed to turn around and say, oh, I'll just go and get somebody else to serve you. I didn't. And one of those occasions, I had a customer had a right go at me. I snapped back just as my boss walked around the corner. Not my brightest day.
I guess they stopped the bus opposite the local defibrillator. Yeah, air ambulances usually. It also depends on the time of the ambulances, how they can get there, but usually air ambulances for someone really poorly, because they've got doctors and that on board, haven't they, Rob? They've got more advanced than...
critical care practitioners,
yeah,
minimum.
So I'm guessing whoever it was for is someone who was very, very poorly.
It'll be life-threatening.
Yeah. So hopefully they're doing...
that for kids.
Yeah, to be fair, that is true. They do also tend to do it for kids with response times. Again, you know, kids at that end of the day, it's heartbreaking to lose any kids. So,
I mean, we've been picking patients up at ED and seen 10, 12 ambulances parked outside at a time, haven't we?
So unfortunately, it will probably either be a little one or somebody just severely poorly, and why that would have been called.
I'll be honest, it will have been a cardiac arrest.
Yeah.
No point in beating around the bush, is it?
I know, or it could be an RTC and things like that, but then that would have been more evident, wouldn't it? We had a family, did local paramedics, but they couldn't keep it up. It's all voluntary. Yeah, we do have first responders and things. Rob's used to first respond himself. But it is a shame, isn't it, when it's just because they can't keep it up and lost resources.
Anyway, let's not get into politics.
No.
Stick with the rude talk or something like that. Let's not go into dangerous ground.
There we go. That's almost this top window, and then we've got to add the bottom one. Again, I am sorry if you miss what I'm doing here. I've just got to keep it obviously at a right angle for me to see what I'm doing. So I do apologise if at certain points you can't see. It's like with the cutting and that, I just need to make sure it's lined up. So, but then I suppose you guys already know how to line things up, so... There we go. And then our bottom window to attach as well. I'm going to play this one cautiously because obviously this is with the window.
Suggestion there already.
Yes. Try using Hobbycraft's tacky glue. Put some into a small tray and use a small paintbrush to put the glue in place. Brush out and avoid large drops. Oh, thank you, Eddie. That is, as I said, that is for one thing I have noticed is it is a bit more watery consistency than PVA. Again, it is, I'm sure as I get to use it, but it's definitely something that we will. Our only unfortunate thing is our nearest Hobbycrafts is Liverpool. So unfortunately I can't just go into stock. But then we've got the range and they have quite a bit in, don't they? Oh, Fly My, which kits are you doing at the minute? Just our last one to go up, guys. Use a toothpick. I have heard that one before as well. I just wasn't sure with this kind of glue how applying to something else would make it in terms of its drying and stickiness. So again, if I don't know, Alan, if you've done the same, used a toothpick with this glue. PVA, I know it would be fine. But again, I don't know if this kind of glue would just soak into the wood of a toothpick. And just go from there. Oh, the engine shed, nice. Oh, here we go. This is the tower walls, as you've seen, quite finicky. So, we've got I don't even know what the time is. What is the time, Rob? I don't know. People are wanting to go to bed.
Call it, isn't it?
I don't know. I don't know. What do you think?
It's entirely up to you and them.
What does everyone think? Do you think carry on for a little bit and go on to the next step, or do we call it a night?
If people want to follow it, they want to get to bed, then call it.
You know, if quite a lot of people think, oh, it's bedtime, then I might. We're up for the duration. Andy, I don't think I'm going to get the whole thing completed in 3 hours. It's a little bit of a bigger kit. Vincent, well, I'm sure Rob will see your comment in a minute. I'm not saying it. So we've got a couple of people saying stay. Is there anybody that's thinking start to go to bed? Because maybe I could go on to 11 or until it's just depending how people are feeling. I am a night owl. So depending how people are feeling is whether I will carry on.
Vincent, Brian can go get lost.
You've just seen Brian's comment.
Yes, I have.
It wasn't me that said it. But oh, Brian, the last time you said it, the kettle did then go and get put on.
Brian, if you can hear me, mate, I'm slowly going up for you, buddy.
You're going off everyone that's on my side.
Yeah, no shit. Odd the language. Sorry. Bleep that bit out.
It's our day off, me and Andy's. It seems like everyone's up for a bit. I hear a sweetie wrapper.
Licorice, you're not interested.
Oh, thanks. Please.
I didn't realise you liked licorice.
Oh, I love licorice. Guys, Mum's getting better. She's here eating licorice, so thank you.
No, mine too.
Please. So even though Rob won't make me a cup of tea, Mum's given me some licorice. Thank you, Ange.
And the good news is the regulars as well, who swallowed it. Mum's had her stitches out yesterday.
Oh, yes. Yeah, she had her stitches out yesterday, so... Still doing too much, still needs to rest it, but she's at least got them out, so...
Brian, I'm going to ban you in a minute, dude. I know, and you're going to unban him, aren't you?
Yeah, I certainly will.
No,
Oh.
fine, they're proper, like pure licorice, but they're gorgeous.
Proper licorice. And Mike, I'm a night owl myself, so don't worry. Both me and Rob, well, Rob seems to like mornings as well, but I'm most certainly the night owl of the two. This is why I usually do the evening brews. I don't need any beauty sleep, given up now. Oh, you're gorgeous, darling.
What are you after?
Well, if I didn't say nice things, then
Only because you want to sleep in the bed.
I wouldn't be able to creep at a later date that I want something.
You've got your church, you've got your spotlight.
I need more horses.
No, you don't. We're going to count these horses. And then we're going to do a community vote.
And how many people will vote that I can have more horses?
And then we're going to ignore it.
Oh dear. Oh, I see hello there. Have we got someone else new in? Marin49. Very good evening to you. Will it be ready for Sunday? I'm not sure. It's a bit like a Notre Dame. It's a bit longer construction time. I actually watched a documentary on that last night. Pretty interesting on BBC if anyone's interested. We've got new commenter Marin49 and said, is it going to be ready for Sunday?
Sunday.
When you go to church? Is the church going to be ready for Sunday?
I walk into a church, it collapses.
And Rob said, I'm the one that's short of a few. Oh, don't say that, Alan.
Alan, all I can say is my usual motto. The aim of life is not to arrive in a coffin in a well-preserved state. It's to slide in sideways, battered and bruised, thinking, holy crap, what a ride.
Yeah, I'm going to keep quiet about my age, guys. I feel like a spring chicken.
You telling me your age? There's a slight age difference.
There is an age difference between us. There's a 22 age gap. So Rob's already said it is. I'll leave you guys to do the math.
Yeah, do it the wrong way though. Not the right way.
So for anybody that's watching this, mainly for the tutorial, I think many people don't, but you're entitled to, Grace. Oh, I'm fine. I'm just mucking around. No, I'm turning 29 this year, so I am a spring chicken. But I think I've always been an old heart and soul, and Rob's always been a big kid, so we kind of meet in the middle. But Finneton. Oh,
Brian, you're out.
That one's Brian.
Mate. No, you're a good lad, Brian.
Brian, you might be on my proverbial list right now.
No, he's not.
That's just
Brian staying a moderator permanently now.
He just knows he has to as a comment to the opposite one just to stay on the list. So for this next bit, it's ledges. This again attaches to all of this.
We like Brian.
This comes on later in the build. These these ledges apparently just for part of build in the build. They also sit flush, so I've got to make sure when I glue it, everything is flush. That's so important when reading the instructions. I found in my fire station is getting everything either flush or with the gaps. That's so important.
Why am I not subscribed to Dragon Junction? Oh, no, it's I'm on my own channel and I'm not the RG.
I was going to say, Lord Alan, he hadn't even subscribed to you. I thought he had.
Alan is a lord and I'm a legend.
What does that make me? I'm just going to say this. If Alan is a lord and you're a legend, may I ask what I am?
I can't answer it.
You can't answer it. Well, I know your answer would be rude.
A 5-letter word beginning with B.
Flymo saying nothing except I shaved today and my beard is gone.
Dove Junction, I'm 21, always told the truth. I think his nose is growing like mine.
No, he's just 21 again. That's the same for some people's birthdays.
Yeah, it's the 65th anniversary of his 25th birthday.
Oh dear.
Dove Junction bans me from his channel.
I would ban you too if it was me. If you wasn't part of this together, I'd ban you as well.
Yeah, Mike, I am subscribed. It's just, as you can see, I'm on my own channel at the moment. But we are subscribed to Dragons on the RGJ.
Innocent. Are you just not saying anything because you're worried of my reaction? It's not an open-ended question, I promise.
Leave Brian alone.
It's just not sticking tonight. Brian, I will blimmin' get there.
Brian's good peoples.
Marin, you can reverse your age and that's what I'll be in May. Grace, Rob, did you get to watch my video on the Flying Scotsman and Big Boy?
I did earlier.
Oh, you have earlier.
Yes.
I was busy in the shed. That video is coming at a weekend, Alan, so you'll be able to see why I haven't seen your video yet. But Rob says he has, so. Oh, Jason was the first channel I subscribed to. You know what? We've always said, honestly, until people kept commented saying, oh, I've come on from Barnabas. We're like, who is Barnabas? It just, but you know what? He is brilliant, isn't he? And we are so grateful to him. And Tom, very welcome again to the chat. Hope you're keeping well. Worth a big screen watch. Oh, I'll make sure Rob gets it on me telly later then. I keep forgetting to put the lid on this glue. So
Jerry did tell you.
I know. It's a habit.
I'm going to snitch on you to Jerry.
Yeah, you are.
I'm going to grass on you.
Right, so this one is flush to the edges. So I'm just going to make sure before I even glue that these stay flush where they need to be. Because it's got to be flush to the edge here and flush to the bottom.
I will say as well, anybody who's got a current channel and they want to promote it, feel free to drop a link in the chat. We're not shy of things like that. If you want to drop your own links into the chat, and we'll say the same as Jason has done to others, you know, drop your links in the chat and everybody can subscribe to them.
Yeah, without you guys we wouldn't have got to where we are, so.
Put too much on.
How do you know I've put too much on the little dots? I'm not going to listen to you. Anyway, you don't do this. You're too chicken.
Why don't I do it?
Because you're too chicken.
I'll break it.
Yeah, exactly. This is the finicky bit. I just need to make sure this is flush to the edges. Because that is so important. When I did the last tower for the fire station in the end gauge, I did find...
Jesus, really, Alan, I didn't realise that, mate.
What? Oh, I'm glad they got you back into it, lovely. To be honest, YouTube at first we weren't even going to do. And it's just because I'd done, I think because...
What the hell?
What on earth was that?
Someone's bleeping.
Random bleep. Figured it out. Sorry guys, we've got a random bleep. Oh, Flymo, honestly, feel free to add in links for people. Oh, Alan, it's horrible, isn't it? Comments off people like that. You found it, Rob? Random bleeping in the kitchen. Ah, Bernie's pacemaker. But yeah, I'm glad you've come back as well, Alan. It's lovely to meet you, but it does put you off, doesn't it? That's just got louder. I know. I think he's trying to find it. I might have to go and help him in a minute, because it's usually me that finds the things for him. That or it's a ticking time bomb and we're just going to go boom. Oh, this is... I am sorry about this, guy. I hope it's not too deafening for your ears. It's not too bad here, but obviously it can really increase it on videos. But yeah, that's what I was saying. Alan, we've had our first almost sexist comment on one of them. We obviously ignored it, but there will always be people that are jealous and troll, and it's just not worth it. Rob, have you found it? Would you like me to come and look? Coffee made. I wish it was the coffee machine. Well, this is the thing, Flymo. It's not something we've ever heard before. He's just looking for the cupboards and it's getting louder, so possibly he's already found it. It's usually me that finds the stuff for him, so that's even louder. Oh, yeah, exactly. Maureen, I'm exactly the same. And yeah, the trouble is you do read the comments. There are some lovely ones, but... Rob, would you like me to find it? Because I'm... Oh, you've got it? Oh, he's got it, guys. Didn't say it was a coffee maker, so... Bit of disappointment. Yeah, this is the thing, isn't it? I'm sure when he comes in here, he'll fill us in what it is. So... Because I'm invested in this now. What is it? Is it the dishwasher? No, the dishwasher's turned off. As a habit, I know a lot of the older generation are very much for plugs get turned off and the sockets and everything, so everything is usually switched off. It's in a drawer somewhere because I heard him open the drawer, but I still don't know what it is at this point in time. I'm going to move on to the inner floors while he is doing that. I'm half wondering if he can't shut it up because he's found it. I think it's one of those moments in films, isn't it? And Johnny English and all those kind of films when they try to turn it off and it just won't. With your pacemaker, let's hope it's not your pacemaker, please. Have you missed removing the slot above the door? Oh, because I wasn't sure by the picture if it was. I did leave it knowing that I could remove it if needed, but I was looking at that myself, wondering, now you've said that, I think I will go ahead and remove it. Oh, I hear silence. Does that mean he's got it? That or he's gone outside because he still can't get it to turn off. G9 and G10. I'm definitely liking this idea of just doing it gently. I think I am getting into these habit of longer streams with you guys, which I'm enjoying. For anybody re-watching, if you've got to this stage, thank you so much. I know there's not always a lot of progress, but at least you can skip through bits to get where you want to, so. Now, guys, I can't hear the beeping. However, I can't hear Rob. So I really think he's taking it outside, trying to get it to shut up. I am still wondering, like you, what it even is. Oh, that's a good saying, though, is you can't say anything, don't say anything nice at all. And it's surprising in this world how many people just continue, isn't it? Manners don't cost a thing, and pay a kindness a day, and usually comes back to you. Let's see if we can get this tower done by tonight, eh? So, how is it doing this? Ah, you put on the church tower door after. Okay, so kind of skipped ahead reading that. Could it smoke alarm? I really don't know, Delph. I've just heard the door closing, so he's either smashed it to pieces or he's figured out what it is. Everyone is in suspenders here. What is it?
It was the old carbon monoxide detector.
Okay, that's always a...
Now the battery's going on.
Oh, so you were right. It was an alarm, not quite a smoke alarm, but same kind of thing, isn't it? With a dead battery. I wondered if it was a new one, and it wasn't. Otherwise, we would have been swiftly ending the live if it was.
So it went in the shed, disabled one alarm in the shed, and I forgot the camera's got an alarm, so that's been going. And I've done a precision surgical routine.
Did you bash it?
No, rip the speaker off.
Oh. I did suggest here that, yeah, Tom, big hammer time. I did wonder if you'd got a hammer to it. So at least we now know what it was, guys. I know I was curious what it was in the end. So again, this looks like another fiddly one to build it. For some reason, it doesn't want that window included, but... let's see if we can get this done. It's definitely interesting. Because again, it's if you don't get that line up important, it's run a bead around it. Is that with the PVA or the rocket glue, do you reckon?
I am putting this detector in this kitchen for a few minutes just in case.
Yeah. Okay, guys, we could still be under alive. He's just putting the new carbon monoxide meter into the kitchen, just in case.
And if that goes off, then we know we're in the shed.
Yeah, then I just said to him, we will be ending alive very quickly. Put the slot in. Okay. Make sure it's the right one here. I'm gathering it this side, because that's what I was...
Oh, as well, looking at this, guys. By the way, that's not in the camera view.
Oh, isn't it?
No.
Oh, yeah.
Looking at this, it just reminded me, there's a guy on Facebook, and he's also got his own YouTube channel, Graham Foster, I think his name is. And he's building, or built, the Metcalfe Castle. Which is something we were thinking of doing, and now we're almost 100% convinced we are going to do it. He's actually built the castle, the walls and the front gate and everything. and then he's gone to town on it with lighting and grass and everything like that. If I find his channel, I shall drop it in links in a minute.
Okay, so I have jumped ahead in terms of size, but I have realised that tab that I've just taken apart, that fits into there. Of course, it wants me to do the bottom first, so let's not skip these steps. And again, sorry guys, you can't see that bit for a minute. Oh, handy, that's information I never knew. Comes up on the pub quiz, I can now answer it. I think Rob just said he threw the speaker off, so I think we're safe for now. As I said, we have put it in the kitchen just in case, but that is quite an old detector that was in the kitchen cupboard. So this one has got a slot in here. Again, these fit through the doors. This is what I mean. These kits are very well thought of and built. And everyone suggested one side at a time, especially with this rocket glue drying so quick. Oh, shows how sensitive those mics are on the phone. Oh, sorry, Flomo. What have I done? I am sorry if I've gone too close to it. I haven't mean to. It's very difficult with positioning of the cameras, because you're trying to get it in a good view, but in the same sense, it can be quite difficult, couldn't it? So let's do our first side, just a bead of glue. We should see how well this works, because as I said, I'm still getting used to the consistency. And with it drying really quick and really well, I'm a lot more confident than I was before, maybe, of attaching things from one side and just seeing how it goes. And you can't see that, I'm afraid. I am sorry, guys. As I said, it's hard sometimes to be doing it and make sure the camera's on the view. Oh, Flymo, yeah, this is the thing. This is what I mean. I hope it wasn't too loud for you guys at the time, because it especially when he got it out the cupboard, I could hear it quite well. And like you said, phones have just got more sensitive as years have gone on. Oh, you heard the door as well. It's crazy, isn't it? And someone else has just come in, Don. Oh, Don, I didn't realise you were in either, so very welcome. Right, let's get this one glued as well. As I said, I am having nervousness is because it dries quicker, is just making sure that it is in place where it needs to be.
I'm just going to backtrack on something, because obviously dealing with that, I missed all the comments. Lord Allen, spur of the moment thing at the time, very bad comments, so I said sod this and left. We've had a rather sexist remark left on.
I said that as well.
One of the paid things this week. Obviously, Grace has obviously discussed it, and it was a sexist remark. We knew it was, they knew it was, but we didn't bite. It was either directed at Grace because she's attractive, or it was directed because of what she was wearing, or it was directed because she was a woman. Any of those ways, it was the wrong thing to say. So yeah, we do get where you're coming from, but these people, sod them. Doesn't matter what they think.
It's not always easy to ignore it, is it? And Don, please don't worry, Don. We actually have a brand new carbon monoxide detector. We got that the other week. It was actually an old one. Rob's mum has a habit of, that's the cupboard that everything gets thrown into, so we didn't even realise it was there. So instead of getting rid of it, she's obviously put it into the cupboard, and that's why it's then surprised us tonight where the sound's been coming from. But we do actually have a brand new carbon monoxide detector here where our gas fire is. So this is why Rob has, just in case that one was either a battery or it was genuinely setting off, because we're on electric, not gas. He has gone and put it in the kitchen, the new one, just in case. Yeah, it's not started beeping, and that's why I said to you guys if we suddenly have to go. But we do have a brand new one, don't worry, it was just an old one.
So you're getting that in your ear, right?
Yes.
Right guys, I'm going to carry on watching this upstairs. I'll still be on the chat, but you won't have to put up with my voice, so I'll leave you in Grace's capable hands.
Stop, Finneson, stop. Who's stopping? Ooh, that worries me. Can you just nip here for a second while I go and get a drink, please?
Oh, okay, cool.
Rob's going to stay with you guys for a minute. Finneson, I hope I've not done anything wrong. That goes into the windows.
Close the other ones before you close it.
Oh, don't worry, I'm not closing it yet. I know I've got to add the G9 in there as well. Don't worry, I think it might have just been how I positioned it. But closing it, I'm not doing yet, don't worry. I've still got to attach the tower top floor as well on the tower roof before you close up the tower. So, yes, you've scared me as well. Please don't. But I know previously I have kind of gone and missed steps, so I do understand it. Rob's just going to be with you for a minute.
I'm just going to go upstairs, but apparently I'm not. Yeah, I did ask her, I think it's probably missed, regarding putting moderators on. I don't have a problem with it at all, and it's appreciated those of you that have come forward that don't mind. Do you stay as moderators now, or do we have to add you at each time? If someone can let me know. I'll put that back in view. Gracie's not very good at putting things in view of the camera. It's easier to do if you do two sides than close it. I'll leave that comment for Grace. That's fine, Brian. As long as those ones that have been made moderators tonight, if you're happy to keep on that role, that would be appreciated. But as I said, this was a comment on one of the uploaded videos. We laughed at it, to be honest. It did annoy me a bit. Obviously you're protected with your other half. Oh, Flymer, that's fantastic, mate. It really is appreciated. Again, going back to you guys supporting us. Can you moderate what's the word I'm looking for? The videos that we upload, the episodes. Can you moderate them as well? If someone can let me know that, because if you can moderate them in case we miss things like that. Don't get me wrong, I've got thick skin and everything like that, and you know, like Dragon Junction, it's a shame that someone has got to you like that. I can't even begin to imagine what the comment was, but unfortunately that's only live streams, fair enough. There are some rather horrible people out there, but naturally I am going to be protective of Grace. And I'm not daft, I'm not naive or anything like that. You know, it's the internet. You do get keyboard warriors, we all know that. But it's not on, is it? It's, at the end of the day, it's a form of bullying, and nobody should have to put up with it. I mean, some of the jobs we do, we get called all sorts of names, and we have a brilliant trainer in our boss, and one of the first things he trained us as regarding was people throwing insults at us, and you know, some really rather offensive ones, and we're trained to just let it wash over us. But when it comes to your own, you do sort of get very protected by it. We've just, where's the comment? Where's the comment? Where's the comment?
Well, I heard you say about my name was mentioned, so.
These guys stay as moderators now, so.
Oh, okay, brilliant.
So we don't have to worry.
Very grateful. Because Rob's sometimes upstairs, so if he's got the telly on and that, he might just miss. And
So I'm trying to find the comment. It was about the build.
Whoever asked for comment about the build, do you mind asking it again? It might give us a chance. Oh, pardon me, see it again. If you don't mind, please.
2 boxes down from the box in the communities, you can put URLs of people you don't want to block. I'll bear that in mind. Yeah, I get that, Delph. Some people can be total. I'm trying to keep this polite because it's YouTube and everything, but some people can be total dweebs. I don't get the reason for it. Yeah, Alan, I totally agree with you. Glue two. There, that's what he said. Glue 2 sides before closing. It's easier to fit.
Yeah, this kit, the fire station was a bit different, but this one actually, I'm trying to follow the instructions to a T. It actually, sorry, I'm just leaning over Rob because he's sat in the chair.
On your shoulder.
Yeah, being careful. This one, it does actually have, you kind of glue it, build it up as you glue, but that one wall remains. But because of this rocket glue drying very quick, it enabled me to do it just bit by bit, so.
Mick, only here for the beer. Good man.
Where's the beer? I haven't got any.
But yeah, the comment I just made by my shoulder, and that's something you'll have a laugh maybe later on in this year, early on next year. I'm going in for an operation on my shoulder. They're going in with drills and scrapers and everything. Going back to my time working as a medic on a race circuit, I knackered my shoulder. So facing an operation on that. So you'll all have a laugh seeing me in a t-shirt with one arm out and one arm in. Marin, thank you very much. You take care and thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for joining us, lovely.
Anyway, I'm gonna pop upstairs. I'll be watching the chat from there, but you won't have to put up the movie voice anymore. Take care, peeps. I'll catch you in a bit.
I'm back in my room. But yeah, as Rob was saying, and Charles, I've obviously missed that because my phone's here. But it was something as well. Unfortunately, my portraits, I started on the social media of TikTok with them. I've recently started a YouTube channel. I've still got to add to it. Obviously, everything went a bit mad and the trains took off, so that's kind of been on the back burner a bit. But especially on TikTok lives, you get so many people, kids. I had one commenting about my fingers, and in one sense I just laughed because it was the algorithm, but people can be funny, you know. We've had a few comments even on here saying that I'm beautiful and the girl next door, and that we just took it, you know, that's a compliment. But that one comment was just, you could see the whole intent with it. But as a female, it can be hard sometimes. I worked at Maplin many years ago, and it was that very much attitude. I was a female, I didn't know, and don't get me wrong, when I started there I didn't, but I learned quite a lot. And I'll always remember someone came in for a 3.5 jack lead, you know, when it was going big that you could put it into your car and attach your phone, and that was one of the easier products to know about. So I told this person what they needed. No, love, that's not it. I need this. Explained it, and all because I was a female, they didn't listen. My colleague intervened because they could see that I was trying to, obviously I knew what I was talking about, but they were being ignorant and gave them the exact same product. So as a female, it can be hard, and it's a shame females as well, especially with the trains, have had to shut down their channels because of it. It's just not on, you know. Just because we're females, you know, we're not allowed to like some of these. Yes, they're male dominated, but I quite enjoyed it. Even, as I said, like track bits, which I never thought I would get involved in, and there's me today doing bits in my shed. So, you know, and Maplin, I did like working for Maplin. It was one of my best jobs, to be honest. I had a good team that I worked with and a load of fun and some good products. They are back online though. But yeah, people came in for their resistors and things, so. Delph, last comment, oh, was it on an episode or 11 or something? But it was just a comment. We just woke up, as I said. We'd had one about me being beautiful and how Rob was lucky and one with girl next door. But as I said, we knew those were just genuine people, you know, just fitting in with how we are. But that one, you know, oh, I can't concentrate. And it was just, it was obvious. And I think Rob just said to it, what do you mean? And they soon backtracked and played it. But they, you know, were they wanting a reaction or something? And they didn't get it. So, and did I subscribe to J Loco? Rob might have done. He tends to do these things when we're on live because I use my phone to stream, so I don't always see these. But we're gonna finish adding in this floor insert. Obviously, with this one already being built, I am gonna have to glue it all and then add it on. But yeah, it's, as I said, especially on TikTok, but I suppose there you have a lot of the younger generation. And as I said, I had someone commenting about my fingers as if it would bother me. I am trying to get onto YouTube with that, but unfortunately it's that one's built a lot slower. But when you can start going live as soon as you get 50 subscribers on YouTube, which is a lot more realistic, and I've just not had the time to build that channel with everything that's gone on. But I will work at doing it and hopefully get the better people on there. So, but like Rob said, we've both got thick skin, especially with the mental health training we get. You really have to have that thick skin. Unfortunately, people are quite poorly, and when it comes to worst case, you know, they say anything to avoid, you know, to avoid having to be transported, bless them. So we do get full in-depth training, even that, you know, taking care of our own mental health, making sure we're prepared for the things that we might come across. And obviously, not everything, but you do certainly develop that thicker skin as such. And I did go to an all-girls school, so if anyone else, I know all boys schools were quite brutal for people, so I think I got brought up to have a thick skin from the offset. So we've now got that one in. I'm feeling a lot more confident with this rocket glue now. Even last time doing my edges, I was rushing completely. Where this time I know I've got a couple of seconds just to get it all glued and then stuck down. And, you know, having some time out for mental health, you know, it's so important. Part of the reason I haven't built my portraits, because, as I said, I'm using the channel when I watch the lives just so I can see what you guys are seeing. But again, I just took time away from it. You know, the last month was manic, so the trains I've been enjoying, and at the time the portraits just went on the back burner. And I know if we ever got into a spot we just didn't post, I know you guys would understand. It's social media, unfortunately, has changed people a lot to feel pressured, how they look, how they do, you know, how they post. It's just, we live in a very different world now, especially with the younger generation. I am lucky being a 90s baby. It was, I think you're either brought up old school like everyone else, or you started getting maybe younger parents and attitudes were different. But I was definitely brought up old school, got a smack on my behind, mouth washed up with soap and things like that. So, you know, I hope I was brought up, treat people with respect, treat them how you want to be treated, and just don't put people down. So, oh, I see a hi mic. Have we had somebody else join in tonight? Hi, Tom. Oh, Andy. Andy's joined in. Hiya, Andy. Seems like we have quite a few night owls here tonight. So, I'm going to try and get this tower sorted. And then that will probably be it. Yeah, that's the thing, as Rob said, you can't even smack a child's bottom anymore. And I think especially, obviously, you don't go making them black and blue, but a tap on the behind, or if a kid, you know, I don't know if anyone else had it, your kid bites you and you bite them back, so they know how it feels. Well, you can't even do that anymore, and, you know, if you give them a tap as a kid, it's not beating them up, is it? Oh, Rob, you're determined for OnlyFans, aren't you? Yeah, I think social media's in a bad way, but in some ways, things like Facebook, it's meant I've got relatives away, you can chat with them, and even like doing this, you know, we've reached people across the pond tonight. So it is good in some ways, but bad in others. I think 2000s were probably the best for technology. There wasn't too much. And the filters, I think even social media now just adds a filter just by chance. So it's definitely a different world from 10 years ago, isn't it? So just got the carbolic taste in my mouth there. Yeah, we all had it, didn't we? And it didn't harm us. Yeah, exactly. It's not about the smacking. It's about discipline and respect. And, you know, I'm not saying people who beat their children black and blue is okay, but a smack on the bottom when a kid, it's more of a shock, and they know don't do it again. You know, and the respect, everyone respected the services, for example, and the way people talk to police now and everything, it's just disgusting, isn't it? So we're going to kind of move on to the next part, which is the tower floor top. But don't worry, guys, this is still open for now. Yeah, that's the thing, not even your own kids. It's just, it's like even health and safety, isn't it? Don't get me wrong, some bits are good, but some of it's just excessive. All because I think it started in America, didn't they? Just suing everyone. So certain things have to come in now. And it's like even when I work with children, babies and that, and you're sterilising their plates and things, and this is for like up to 2 years old, and it's a bit much. And every time you take them out into a garden, even if it's an enclosed garden, you have to do a walk around and a check. And it's, I get some things are good for safety, but I think some of it is just so excessive. I've got another cut. Little stuff there. But I think that's the handy thing as well with this community as well. I think most people are of that age, unfortunately. It's nice to see the younger generation getting involved again. We were having a chat when we went to Mona Models, and there is younger kids starting to take more into it, but again, it's how people view things and get easily offended, and all that snowflake saying, isn't it? It's, you can't say anything now without someone taking it the wrong way or twisting it. And so we've got to go on top edges of the three sides of a tower card, then that side of the top one, just over the window, and then against the bottom edges of the turrets. So again, as you can see with this, it's all got to line up. You put it at the bottom and it links up with the turrets. Let's try and get this in. Again, these are pretty good fits as well. As you can see, it actually fits quite nicely. And it goes in line with the bottom there. So we'll need to glue it and give it a slight push up once it's in place. Again, this rocket glue, which I now love, I'm definitely converted because it's so quick dry and you can afford to do that. So let's get that done and then we can concentrate about the tower roof. Dom, in terms of lights, this will be a kit that we might have to go back in and add after. That's the only thing. We're not quite at the stage with lighting yet that we can do it. So, but that is a very good point, Mike. You need a hole for your wires. Oh, does Rob fancy going out to the shed? Because out in the shed is where my little screwdriver is. Because that's a point, when you build this all up, it is going to be near on impossible, isn't it? Yeah, because the only problem with putting them in the tower here, Dom, is these aren't actually glass windows at the top. These are actually card. So actually, guys, I think we should be all right because it will just come through the bottom for the window there. This is a glass window, but up the tops are actually card. So even if you put a light up there, you wouldn't be able to see it, unfortunately. But putting a hole in with, I did get, when I was doing the farm, we did get one of those handheld screwdrivers. So it's definitely something going forward, and possibly as the kit develops, that I will make sure I've got it in here with me. So yeah, and I can't pronounce that word. I don't want to say it badly, but yeah, you're right. Flymo. Oh, handheld drill. I thought that's what I said. But yeah, there's no point having the lighting up there. A rope for the bell, yeah. That would be a brilliant idea, but I think unfortunately when this is built up, you can't even really see. There's not a lot to see, but again, hopefully, if we ended up cutting in, it could even be, if we really wanted to do something like that, possibly like we've done with the manhole covers, maybe cut a bit out and then add extra supports on underneath to put it back in. I'm not sure, but at the moment it's not planned. So, and now I can't open that. Why is that not opening? It fits together that well, guys. I thought I'd stuck it down unintentionally. So I think I'll go with slats. That's probably the easiest one. Quasimodo. We were talking about like last night. My dad was like, yeah, Quasimodo was the one who caused the fire at Notre Dame. So I won't go into any more of a conversation that went on why he set things on fire. I think for YouTube, that's another OnlyFans thing maybe, but it was quite comical with my dad and us discussing it. So we're just going to get this one glued up. I would say the more I'm using it, the more I am getting used to the consistency. I think it's just, if you're doing it more in one go, you're just getting used to that feel of it. But the one handy thing is, just like there where I slipped, if it does go over and it's in a place you can see, we were pleasantly surprised how any overspill didn't actually really affect the brickworks that's printed on. So we were quite happy with that. I've noticed I do need to give it a thicker coat because it does dry too quick otherwise. So we're just going to get this in before it dries. And just make sure that's straight and everything is in place. As I said, you don't have too long with this card glue. but you do have enough to put things into place. So it's not like an instant. If you stick it once and you've gone wrong, you do have that slight time to play with it. Yes, it will be a Welsh flag, I think. We have said it's definitely going to be very Welsh based and bilingual signs, so. Ah, oh, Rob, I've just seen what you said. You had a hunch you would say that. That's awful. Right, there we go. I'm holding this out of habit for the PVA, and that's already dried, isn't it? That's the one thing as well that takes getting used to. So I'm just gonna build this one up now. And sheet E, which one's sheet E again? There is a joiner apparently. So it's sheet E, but if I could tell you where sheet E is. Sheet A. Oh, it's these sheets with so many ones in with this kit. You know it's a big kit when you go into sheet E. Sheet C. And just depending how people are hearing me, it could sound like I'm saying something else. Oh, sheet E. There we go. So this is slightly different. This is not stickers or anything, it's just a card that you're attaching. So out comes the... That's the problem, isn't it? Depending on how I say it and how you guys hear it, it could sound very rude. So we're going to cut this out very carefully because I haven't got any scissors here with me, but it's not really a thick card. It's more a paper, this one. This is literally just your joiner to make sure that the build-up of the roof actually sticks together. So again, I know you guys might not see this bit or have to put up with the side of my face. It's the only thing. You can guarantee whatever angle you put the camera in, it's always going to be the wrong way for something. As we said, that is literally just cards, so it doesn't take much pressure. So you've got okay, Fly Mite, I kind of read that with how this conversation's been going. I read that comment completely wrong. I've got a clock for that. Okay. I will let you guys imagine where my head went there. Just like that conversation we had earlier, Rob, wasn't it, with John about cork and what he read. So you're off screen for a minute, but I'm just making sure this folds are there ready. Huh. Yeah, Rob, the problem is with an Apple Watch, is it being charged up? That's the only issue, isn't it? You'd have to have a charging cable in there, and that's the only issue. We've seen a lovely Apple Face watch that would be amazing. But Don, I love that. Steeples in Malta carry 2 clocks to confuse the devil. One of the clocks is always correct. I really like that. Oh yeah, your Yes watch, Rob, isn't it? If anybody wants to see it, I'm sure he might come down and show you, but it's a gorgeous watch. It takes a while to get to understand it. So this one here that I've just cut out here is just purely to support the joining of these two. Again, it's extremely fiddly. But it just gives you that support and something for the joins to join onto. Again, I'm using this very sparingly because it is such a small piece. Possibly used too much. We're just going to get this support added on. You'd think a bit of paper and that and it wouldn't do much, but it just gives it something to connect to give you that support. Oh, Jerry. Even a Brocking cloak is... Yeah, this is true, Flymo.
A Brocking?
Yeah, a Brocking. I saw Jerry's name, so I suppose I got a bit lost there. But that's true. Even a broken clock is right twice a day. And you know, I'm being so careful. When you say a word like clock, I'm making sure I say it the right way right now. And Jerry, very good evening to you, lovely. Guess what?
Hello, Jerry.
I've done quite well on my kit tonight. Please be proud of me. Our special kit, Rob's already updated it, is for Parish Church. Now, these instructions, we actually spoke to Metcalfe, and the tunnels themselves are definitely one of their older kits, so that's how it was. The church kit is actually between this and the fire station. You have the printed brickwork on the bits, you know that you glue into the right bit, but it is still the old style in that the writing and that. So again, it's nice to see, even just from the instructions, their progression of how they've listened to people. But be proud of me, Jerry. It seems to have gone well so far. I'm touching wood here though, just in case.
You asked about the watch.
Yes, I did ask about the watch because we're showing. I don't know how it. So this is a normal watch, guys. This is
normal. You can't call that a normal
well,
watch.
it is normal in that you've got the normal. This is his Breitling. I kind of got him at being ex-RAF. I'm sure you guys might be able to see the little features on it.
Just bring it in close to the camera so they can see the red arrows.
I just saw it, a special edition, and as soon as I saw it, it's actually Breitling Flymo. God knows you don't want to know how much it costs.
Show me the other one.
And this is Rob's unusual one. This is a Yes watch.
Yes, Zulu.
Yes, Zulu. Oh, the time's gone off the...
No, I deliberately turned it
Oh,
off.
you've turned it off. So you can see one hand.
If you press the button on the bottom right twice. Press it twice.
Okay.
Quickly.
Right.
Try again.
Oh. Every time. So that's your time, guys. Is that one hand clapping? So, Rob, do you want to explain this? Because you always get it better than me.
I'll explain it upstairs.
Explain it upstairs, but you've seen it, guys. Rob will come upstairs and explain it to you a bit
Rob
better.
will go upstairs.
What did I say?
Come upstairs.
I'll come upstairs. But yeah, Jerry, I've definitely better mind frame, definitely taking it slower. I think I'm a bit more awake this time. But again, you can see the progressions on it have actually made it a lot better to understand. So I am going to attach a tiny bit of glue because, unfortunately, I think because of it just being paper, it's not fully glued up together. As you can see, these are fiddly. But yeah, Jerry, it's definitely, as I said, this must be an instruction manual between the fire station and between the tunnel. I think the biggest thing for me on my previous one was not having that brick wall. That's where I went wrong. If it had had the brick wall printed, I would have known that's not the bit I need to glue it to. Guys, Rob's just nipping upstairs and then he'll get on and tell you about the watch. But Mike, what didn't you want to say? Sorry, lovely. Oh, I like that, Valley. That was a nice suggestion. Right, that is that made. And then, so we've made it out fasten the tower roof underneath. So I've done that. So here it mentions the tower roof, but doesn't say about attaching it. But you do have this here fits in it properly, so I'm assuming we are just gluing there because it's covered by the brickwork. Again, this will be a thin line because it's only a thin support it's going onto. And then we are ready to close up our tower. So I can say we've definitely done quite well tonight. As people watching, or if anybody's face, a bit late to say it now, and he watches these videos and gets faced at the time, I think it just shows the indication of how long these kits can take. Obviously, we've had chatting in between and things, but I know quite a few people have said, you know, the kit does take them a couple of hours. So as things go on, or if we see it's a kit that's mentioned more, we might not do a live like this. We might just do it as a chatting live, just as I'm doing with it, to chat with us, because I do like that element as well. So let's get the tower roof stuck on. A bit of white. There we go. That is stuck on. And you have your little doors. So again, it's just the little details that they think of, isn't it? It's always nice to see that they think of those. Yeah, I definitely think the chatting does increase it. But it is nice to have the chat as well with people. And again, people have helped me, and hopefully in time it also adds tips to other people doing it. Which way round should patch face? Which patch is this? The little door here, you mean? Because that's the only thing, you know, is it doesn't actually say. All it says is about using the fastener, using the joiner. But you skip on first. You've done the sidewall, done the front, and then it goes onto the nave. So I think that's a bit they might have missed off. But again, there was a square there for it to go on. I've just done what you'd probably commonly have, is the door is the same as the church entrance. Oh, look at the box cover. That's a really good idea, to be honest. And if I go back, oh, guys, it doesn't show it. You barely see it, so yeah, I think, like Delph's just said, it doesn't really matter. But I've just done it, I suppose. Maybe just me making sure that doors are matching. And Jason, don't worry about being late to the party. I believe you were busy with your radio station. At least you can't say I was on live the same time as you. I said it's a pretty long one again, but we've had a good chat with people today, and we're almost finished up this tower. Everyone seems to be night owls, so it works pretty well. So we're just going to close up the tower, get the east wall support, and then I think we are done for the night. I can say it's definitely got a lot more successful than the last kit. As I said, Jerry is on, so, you know, it really was with Jerry's help that I got through the last one. Jason, I know you wouldn't have seen, but the instructions on this kit are kind of between the fire station and the bridge. Rob actually got in touch with Metcalf, and they said, not the bridge, the tunnel, and they said that the tunnel was an older kit. So it's, in a way, it's nice to see as well how the instructions have developed, because I've got 3 types of instructions. These ones are the same writing as the oldest instructions I've got, but the pictures on there include the brickwork, and that's definitely what threw me off last time. And also the separate things like the windows and other bit, it's just more clearly labelled. So again, to me, I think they've just listened to what people have to say on comments as they were building it. So, oh yes, actually, Jason, that was something that Lord Allen said to us, you know something about window kits, because we were talking about the stained glass window. Obviously we've built this one. How did you upgrade it by any chance? Because my option was possibly felt tip pens. How have you upgraded it once it's built in? Because that's the only thing we have gone ahead and done this one. But if it's something you know of possibly, if you wouldn't mind sending us a link, please, we can maybe look at it for the other windows. So we're just going to add the east wall support. And this actually mentions, again, the lining up. We know I stress this after I stuffed up the first time. So you fit the east wall support so it lines up exactly with the edges of the tower east wall. So it's just making sure it's lined up. I've got to find it now, if you bear with me. That is the only thing. Make sure I've got that one to start building it. Delph, yeah, I definitely, because I've done the fire station now and I have done a tunnel, and when I finished them both, especially the tunnel, with what difficulties we went through that, it was amazing to see it done. As I said, it's just, they really are brilliant bits of kits. I've just got a plain easel support G4. Let's look for G4 on our list. And again, like I said, comment certain supports because they're exactly the same. They've put symbols on it so you know which one. So again, it just shows this brand really does listen to the people. I believe people have said to me they do listen to people, and it shows, it really does. It's nice to have these different kits and see the progressions, even in something simple as the setup, the instructions. It is nice and interesting to see that progression that they make on these things. Oh, you did, Jason. I will try and catch that up then. But if we see the kits, it might be worth, because I don't know when we will next get to live stream, guys. Again, it might be a late one. It just shows that for you guys it doesn't really matter the time. Granted, well, it is a Thursday night, isn't it? But again, it is always there to watch back. But obviously we might have a mental health tomorrow, and then the family are up, so it depends what time they leave as to really what time I get and how tired I'm feeling. So Rob usually says to me I need to do one of my drawing lines as well, so we will. That's the only problem. We like to try and update people, but I did notice I'd put up that I was starting to stream and a few of you joined waiting, so I'm sorry it's usually last minute. But usually when I put that up, it does mean I'm coming on, and I just threw the wrong bit away. So this one here lines up exactly, and you've got that stopper from inside the kit that you can see. Just helps you to make sure it's lined up as well. So that is going to go there. reading for that again. The edges of it. Ah, yeah. Just make sure on this it's saying just make sure you're lining them up with these edges. That's the thing, right? You know, we do it, and I think this part of it is obviously for me with live streaming means I can't just get on with it. But in one sense, I don't mind, because if people haven't seen these kits of a certain one, you know, and if I can help someone make, you know, save them from making mistakes that I've made, it's like, I suppose all of it, the channel really, we never expected it to kick off. It's also for us logging the journey. So if I can help someone in not making a mistake, it's just brilliant. So just bear with me, guys, while I make sure this is lined up, because it does stress that lining up. As I said, that is one thing from the fire station that I did learn, is follow those instructions of that to a T. So there we go. That is our tower built tonight. Where do the 2 slots go? Which 2 slots? This one, or, because this is the thing, it's, I think these 2 here are literally just highlighting to you on the support kit. It's not labelled, but you've got one exactly the same, so it's purely just an indication of which one. Yeah, top right you are. So if you look at the 2, they're exactly the same. So it's just purely an indication of which one you need. Again, as the things have developed, as the kits have developed from people, they've obviously listened. The tunnel one that I did, just these had nothing on, so it was very confusing which one's which. And it was just nice to see the development. As I said, if things like that do interest me, and I suppose it makes you appreciate a brand that they've clearly listened and made things easier for people. So, and Delph, yeah, we're definitely enjoying it. I think the community is what's really helping us, making it off. It's like today we did a little short. You know, I know a lot of these shorts are set up, and I suppose to have the camera there it is, but that with Rob and the drilling into the wood genuinely happened. I was doing bits on the track and I looked up and there was him drilling. So it genuinely happened. We did just think of recording it back because we know you guys would laugh at it just as we did. This is what I mean. We say, you know, how we are with each other genuinely happens. Off the air is on the air, as they say. So that genuinely happened today. As I said, we just thought we'd share it with you guys because we know you join in with the laughs, and if we make someone smile a day, then, you know, we've done something right. So, but he did it to my farm, guys. How else could I have reacted? And thank you guys for sending the links as well. As I said, it's something we can look through, and maybe instead of replacing all windows, it might just end up be just that one that's being replaced. Because especially, I think, especially when it comes to lighting up, it's not so bad at this point because, you know, especially once it's all built, it is black. You're not going to see a lot. But once you have that light up, it is really going to make a difference and make it pop. Me and Rob love old buildings, churches and things. So I suppose while this hasn't got as a significance as like the fire station, it's a passion, I suppose. So I think, looking at the time, it's maybe past all of our bedtimes. I know I've got a busy day tomorrow if this job does go ahead, but still hosting for the parents can be quite tiring, as I'm sure you guys know. You know, I don't know if they're watching this or will rewatch it. My mum's in trouble. She did actually admit she hadn't caught up with them. So, but as you can see, guys, the tower is now built ready. I think it is looking very well. I'm really happy with how this one has turned up. As I said, a big thanks, you know, to the support on the last one. I was ready to just throw it away and possibly give up with the kits. And if I get an older kit, maybe it will become a lot easier. obviously my knight in shining armor that helped me with that last one. You know, it says a lot when you go and download just so you can follow with. It's really appreciated, and I know I don't need to keep saying it, Jerry, but it is just appreciated. And obviously everyone else was just so encouraging. So we've got a tower built. The next bit is the nave. Obviously, again, depending when we do the live is what decision we make with the windows, because this next bit does include a lot of the windows. So depending what we're going to do, I think if we're going to go ahead with the kits, it's probably better to get now rather than take it apart, and I will be nervous when I do that with the other one. So we've got the nave to build, and then this one even has a second lot of instructions. And again, that's partly what told me it was older. And then you've got the nave to the tower, the altar, and just, it seems a lot quicker these next few bits. A few fiddly bits. But where it starts getting interesting is on the next page after that. So I think we will leave that for the next ones. Hopefully we'll do it a bit earlier. I do hope we do. It just depends on times, but it's appreciated that you guys tune in with us, and even if you miss it, you do always catch up. So I do appreciate, especially when catching up, you might not watch the whole thing though. Oh, Rob, have you seen it? Oh, brilliant. I think I'm going to go upstairs and quite enjoy that. So I'm just going to look for all the comments. So obviously, I hope nobody thinks I'm missing it. I never mean to miss any. Scale seems to have some excellent kits. But before I got some of them, I went to a tank print. I want to get a tank printer. Yeah, it's printing. We've actually got, talking of printers, we've actually got, John actually 3D printed a building for us. This is half of it. This is an old stone cottage we looked at, you know, especially around here, and you go up to mountains and the quarries and that. This looks like, I know locals will probably know exactly what I'm talking about, where you've got all the workers' cottages. Rob, you might be able to remind me where it is. But this especially is something that hopefully maybe get included, but they're quite easy to paint up and they are quite sturdy. But I have enjoyed making these kits. But sometimes when you want specific things, 3D printers stuff is brilliant. It really is. Oh, Anglesey Cottages, Clanbarris. Rob, you've got a pic of you on me. Got a picture on. That is at some point to be painted up. Again, you know, if I'm not doing card kits, and maybe I can go live to have chats with people painting things and that. So, you know, I think there will be more lives to come. We always enjoy the chats with everyone. So, but let me just check through again before I go and be rude to anyone. Because I sidetracked. I'm as bad as Rob. I'm seeing the link here. Oh no, Rob will show me in a bit. Finneton, I've gone blank. Your name's hit with Rob tonight for some reason. It's just not going in. You're in bed now. I won't be long. £8, that's really not bad, is it? I'm guessing Rob will be able to tell me, but you know, I imagine it's just easily replace exactly what they are. Cheating, building it, getting it ready built. But it is something I've looked at. I think for eBay, people actually buy the kits ready built, so you never know. And then Flymo, it's been great tonight with so much going on. Not like yourselves for a close build there and not there. Thank you so much. Oh, have other people gone live as well, or is it just us chatting? I do love that about this. How everyone's getting involved in chatting. It's lovely. It just is such a great way to bring the community together. As I said, I'm on a few Facebook groups, but it just seems the people on here have just been more than happy to help, where some on Facebook you just get ignored and things like that. So it's truly appreciated, guys. reading through, I know a lot of people are saying goodnight as well. Everyone's waving to each other. Oh, that's not bad for a £5, is it? That's really not bad. We've seen the kits on eBay going for ridiculous prices made up. No, Flymo, I know there are some people, but I don't know if you've seen it yourself. Some of them do just get ignored and things like that. I know there's the sheer amount. But if people have got Facebook groups, send them over. Jason, $7.50 free postage, brilliant. But yeah, so everyone, I think we're obviously busy chatting away here. Again, we will try and update things if we don't get on. We do always try and do a little post, at least on the communities page, just as a way to keep touch with you guys. And obviously we do have our Facebook page as well if you're on there. RGJ Trains again. We have TikTok, but don't worry about going over there if you don't want to. So that's just entirely different, you know, even posting videos and things, isn't it? So that one. But if you're on TikTok, and feel free heading over there as well. So, but I think for tonight, I am going to say goodnight to everyone. We've had a brilliant night again. Thank you once again, guys. And we got this sorted. Thanks, guys. Good night, all.